Hello, 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 hello. We just couldn't wait. We just
No,
couldn't wait. We are here. I know it's early. We know we said 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern. We know what we said. But after we watched this episode, baby, we couldn't wait. We
no,
couldn't wait.
there was no waiting, y'all. Y'all know,
You watched
y'all
it.
know.
You watched it. You watched it, and you know. But I'm gonna get the formalities out the way before I lose all of my composure. But hello, 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 and welcome to the Cup TV, the currently unnamed podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And we could always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am your girl, Lana, your resident Euro diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I loves me some tea. Her. I'm not drinking any tea, just drinking a little Sprite here because just a little thirsty.
Ooh, love, love, love.
And I do have my
Oh my God,
cup.
do you really? Oh,
I do have,
good
as
work.
as you see, I'm not home. I'm in a undisclosed location, but no,
Ooh,
just Florida. It's just
oh,
Florida,
I'm so
honestly.
sorry. It should be an undisclosed location.
I'm in Orlando, but got my cup mug because I always
Woo.
travel with my cup mug, and you can get your cup mug.
I can't. I don't have lights to do this. I'm sorry. I
It's
don't.
it's
I
okay.
can't
We
do
don't have
anything.
lights or anything. You can get your cup mug at LanaG'sCreations.etsy.com. Link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Get your cup mug, period. And my
And
cup
hi,
mug
ever.
also
Oh,
sorry, my cup mug
is your
also
cup mug
double
your?
my hold stand holder today too, as well.
I live. I was like,
Yay!
why did you? I was like, oh, she. I live. I live. Yes, yes, yes. I live. And hi, I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay. I just am finishing an Alani new energy drink, not sponsored, but I and this podcast would love to be big fans of the energy drink, the protein shake, all of it. Big fans. In the flavor Juicy Peach, which is very on brand for me. Um, but yes, very good, very delicious, much like this episode of Love Island. Do 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 do. Um, y'all, Lana and I, to break the fourth wall, Lana and I both have maybe the busiest weekends we have both collectively had this entire year.
Mm-hmm.
This weekend. And so we were like, okay, we'll figure out what we're going to do for USA. And obviously, like we said earlier this week, we're not going to be here tomorrow for USA. And we're like, okay, we'll figure out what we're going to do for Friday's episode of USA. No big deal. Like, if we need to shift it around, we will. And then the episode was so damn good.
Oh,
We said, okay, we're going live early. Because
there was no way either one of us wanted to talk about this by ourselves. Now we
no,
would have, but we
yeah,
didn't want to do that
we
because
we both just had to be here.
we had to be here. I needed to
Yeah.
be here. I needed to come on this podcast and scream at the top of my
Yeah.
lungs. Nic Olandria Hive, rise up. Our Delulu has turned into reality. We didn't get crumbs this episode. We got the whole thing. Baby, I am up. I am up. I am
As
up. I am up.
as you should be, Lana. I know I have been just a tad critical, just a tad,
Mm-hmm.
but I have always been supportive of the
Mm-hmm.
Nic and Olandria Hive. I want that to be known.
Mm-hmm.
And I have made it very clear that I have always been supportive of the Nic and Olandria Hive. And I'm happy to report that after this episode, baby, I am all in. I am on the train. I might be right next to you leading the train for the Nic and Olandria Hive because I'm so sorry. I am so Lana, I am so sorry I didn't see it sooner.
Saw the vision from day one.
I know you saw the vision from day. I know you did. I am so sorry to you that I didn't see the vision sooner. I'm so sorry.
I just okay. Now here we are. Let's go to travel a little bit through the minds of the us Nic Olandria stands here.
Yes, please.
Because we saw the vision. If you were on the day one train, like a lot of us were, you saw when she kissed him when
Yep.
the first couple happened, and we saw the kiss, we saw his interest, he was really feeling it. But with all the mess, and she even said it in this episode, with everything that
And
was
we'll talk.
going down, and we'll talk about all of that, but with everything that was happening, the Beldashas and the Sierras and everybody coming in, and it was just Nick was pulled a lot of different ways at the very
Yep.
beginning of this season, and he couldn't express his true intentions or his interest in Olandria because he had Beldasha there, and then he had Sierra, and they had to deal with that. And then when he got rid of Beldasha, he had to focus on Sierra to give her the time because that was the right thing to do, and it was fair. And then by that time, Olandria and Taylor had gotten into their little groove or whatever. So it was just like never a moment of time. But we have seen the breadcrumbs all along the way with the way that Nick looked at Alandria from across the room at all
Yep.
times. Every time he feels when she asks him for anything, he's jumping to do, he
It's
craning his neck to watch her across the bedroom. This man has been looking and pining and yearning for this woman,
yeah.
but he just never felt it was the right time. He just never felt he could say anything to him. And the other complicated fact, he's really close friends with Taylor in the
Yep.
house, and he doesn't want to step on his friend's toes. But the one thing Nick held close, and he still holds close, is he knows Taylor's true intentions. He knows
Yeah.
that Taylor is not physically attracted to Alandria. He knows that. He has kept that fact in his back pocket. If you are talking about somebody who is playing Love Island the right way of playing Love Island, his name is Nicholas because he has held on to this piece of information. He has gathered information about what Olandria likes, what Olandria dislikes, how she feels, what she needs in a couple, what she needs to feel comfortable. And he has been taking notes and jotting it down. Now, my love for Sierra is still there and it's still strong, and
Oh,
I want
and
nothing
we'll
but the
talk
best
about
for
it.
her. And we will talk all about all of that. But I just need to say, Sierra girl, I think you might have to take one for the team this time
Yep.
because this man has been playing chess while everybody has been playing checkers, and he has been figured it out. Yeah, I just want y'all to
Yep.
know I am so very excited. I'm so very excited about this possibility. Now, am I convinced that this is going to actually happen all the way? Mm,
No.
I'm not saying no. I'm saying maybe.
I'm
I'm
saying
saying
maybe.
maybe.
I'm
I'm
not
saying maybe.
on the question of am I convinced 100% this is going to happen? No. Do I have hope? Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely have hope. So that's my
Absolutely.
little journey through the mind of my personal mind of Olandria High Rise, because honestly, she this is what she needs. This is
Yep.
what she deserves. She
Yep.
deserves a man who is going to not only say she's physically attractive, because she had that with Jalen. And
Yep.
it was nice. It was nice to hear that he was physically attracted to her because Taylor has never told her that. But
Yep.
what makes it even better now is Nick is not only physically attracted to her, he's emotionally attracted to her, he's
Yep.
mentally attracted to her,
Yep.
and this is what my girl needs, y'all.
Yep.
I need this to happen for my soul, for my sanity. I'm excited. I'm excited.
I mean, I'm thrilled personally. As someone I like I said earlier, I had been, a little critical of it. I just hadn't fully seen the vision. Um but I had been seeing more of it, and you had been, a big part of the convincing of it. I mean, this episode locked me the fuck in. But I'll give you a moment. You did a lot of talking. I'll do the rest of the intro so we can get into the full episode. Make sure to subscribe if you've not already, because we're here almost all the time giving you almost all things competitive reality TV. And currently, that is a whole hell of a lot of Love Island, because we are usually here 5 times a week with Soul Ties Live talking about Love Island USA. Usually, recently, it's not been the most positive, but hey, baby, they're getting us back on track, and we appreciate that. So we're here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at 2:10 Eastern-ish, and Friday and Saturday at 6:10 Eastern-ish to talk all things Love Island USA. And we are here twice a week talking almost all things Love Island UK as well. Tuesdays at 12 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. BST. And we will be live right after this recording talking about Love Island UK as well. Fridays at 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. BST. So make sure to check us out for Love Island UK, which is heating up as well. Both of the series went through their dip at the same time, and we're kind of coming out of it a little bit for both. So I'm really happy about that. We are trying to hit 1,000 new subscribers across all 4 of our channels, especially this one by the end of the year. So make sure to subscribe here. Nic Olandria Hive, Love Island fam, y'all have been doing the damn thing here. So thank you very much for all of the support. Yeah, it's been wonderful so far. But yeah, I'm happy I'm seeing the vision now, Lana. I'm happy I'm seeing the vision.
I'm so happy you're seeing the vision. I couldn't imagine you just not seeing this vision. Like it has to be seen. But let's get into it. We'll talk about this episode. We
Yes.
start off in this
A great
episode.
episode overall. With that also caveat, a great episode overall. Love the episode.
Absolutely a great episode. This episode was it's trending, literally trending right now on
Yep.
all social media. So but but we start the episode off right where we left off after the dumping happened. The girls' villa, the girls are still kind of going through. They're still kind of just
Kinda.
like, what?
Oh, I said kinda.
Oh, yeah, they're going, those babies are
Because
going through.
the first shot is still Shelly. I felt so bad for the girls. And also, when the fuck are they gonna tell these? I guess tomorrow.
They're gonna tell
To
them
answer my
today.
question.
Somebody said
Today.
they're gonna tell them today.
They're gonna tell them today. It's fine. Um, but the first shot is Shelly with none of her foundation on her face anymore. All of the girls are still falling out. All of the girls are still just completely ruined. I felt so bad.
I
So
did. I did. They were still in shambles. The guys are trying to figure out how to bring them out of this. What could they do? Um, we see Amaya talking to Zach, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I had to do what I had to do." She's like, "I'm not. It's fine." And he was like, "I mean, but it could have been you going home." And she was like, "Yeah, I know, and I'm grateful. I'm really thankful that you chose me. I still need Zach to realize that nobody's mad at him. It's not even about that. Nobody's
I
mad at
know.
anybody mad at him about you picking Amaya. If anybody mad at you about anything, is the fact that you decided not to tell Alandria that you had kissed Amaya twice when you had the opportunity to do that, but you chose not to
Right.
do that. So if we mad at you for anything, it's because you don't have you didn't say anything. But nobody's mad at you for picking Amaya. If Amaya is your strongest
Right.
if Amaya is your strongest connection, Amaya is your strongest connection, and she is your
Yeah.
safest option because she ain't got nobody back at the villa waiting on her. And you know this.
Exactly.
That is
Exactly.
why you did what you did. It's fine. It's fine.
We get
Um,
it. We understand it. Do your thing. I will say I did appreciate the way that he moved in this conversation with Amaya, just trying to be, I didn't love it, but I at least appreciated him being like, I'm here to support you. Take time for you. Take time to relax. His verbiage was not the greatest, I'll be honest, but he was just like, if you need support, I've got you. Take time for you. Take time to relax. Drink water. And I was like, yep, that's always the most important part. But take time for yourself. And I at least appreciated him, supporting her in that way. I still don't love him, the narrative he's trying to pull, whatever. I still don't think Amaya's man is in this villa, unfortunately, for our
no,
Amaya Papaya. We need more bombshells. Someone bring in a man for Amaya. We've got a Landry's man, hopefully. Bring in a man for Amaya Papaya, please. Please.
I still think it should be JD, but that's just me.
I I
That's just
wouldn't
me.
mind it.
That's just me.
Hada
But
Hada gonna bring him back anyway, so hopefully we'll see.
right,
We'll
we'll
see.
see. But that happens. We see Shelly like is getting taking the rest of her makeup off a little bit that was still there, and she's getting dressed for bed. And um, her and Chris have a little thing. He brings her over, and he was like, "I just wanted to give you this," and he gave her a flower, and I was like, "Oh, that's so sweet." The little things. It's the little
Shh.
things.
Shelly, Shelly, come to the front, Shelly. Shelly, Shelly, girl, I love you. I've been so happy to be back on your train. I've been so happy to see all of your journey in this casa. Please, please, Shelly, for the love of everything good in this universe, please, please pick Chris.
She's not, but okay.
Please.
She's not big, Chris.
I know, but please.
So
Lord, I know, but please.
with all this outside drama and stuff that's going on in the world and outside of this Love Island drama, I'm starting to believe certain things, and I'm like,
Uh,
I think this is why I don't care about what a lot of people are talking about.
uh,
And I'm going to say this: this season is the season of scammers. I
yeah.
don't think there is not a real couple on this show at all. I don't think there's not one couple that's going to leave this island and stay together.
I
None
think
of 'em.
there's one if it actually works out at this point.
I don't think it's any of them. Be honest. And you know
Eh,
what? I don't care if I get scammed with this couple, with that couple. I don't care if I get scammed by that couple. I'll take it. I'm gonna give them if they
yeah.
stay together. I'm giving them the 100K. If they stay
Oh,
together, I'm
yeah.
giving them the 100K.
Oh,
And
yeah.
but and if it's a scam, great. You know what? Kudos to
Sure.
you. I don't care because this season is not about authentic love, and I have accepted that everybody in this house is here for fame, some
Yeah.
kind of 15 minutes, whatever, and it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I get it. It's overly produced. It's overly whatever, and I'm okay with it. I'm gonna take this season for what it is. It's not about love. It's about island, and people are islanding very well, and I'll take the
Yes.
islands. Scam me the couple, you know who you are. Go ahead and scam us. Please scam me good. Scam me so good that I'm kicking my feet laughing and living in my delusional scammy world. I don't care. I just need it to happen. But all the stuff that's happening, all these things that we find out about Islanders and all this outside stuff, Chris being a Tory Lanez fan, old boy being a
Oh,
Zionist.
wait. Fill me in on some of this stuff. I don't know all this stuff. Remember, I'm a casual on. I don't know all the stuff.
I mean,
Fill me.
Chris supporting Tory Lanez, so I'm like, ew.
Oh
Yeah, ew. So
no,
I'm just like, ew, okay, whatever. At this point,
no.
all of them are scammers. All of them. Every single last one of them. And all of them gonna have something wrong with them that I don't agree with. So it's like, okay, whatever. At this point, do
Ugh.
what you want to do. Be a scammer, be a Zionist, be a Trumpy, be a Tory Lanez person. I don't care at this point. That's everybody got their own things, and I ain't gonna look. I don't sleep with none of them. So as a character on this here show, that's all I'm gonna focus on. So as
Yeah.
of right now, Shelly, get that man. Get that man. Get that man. I don't think it's happened because I think you're gonna run right back to short little Ace because I think y'all dating outside in the real world anyway. And that's fine too. If that's y'all came on Love Island to scam the world, be all right. But if y'all get back together, you ain't winning that 100K. Just saying. You're not winning. You're not winning. Yeah, they supposed to be dating in the real world anyway. Like they had met each other and they supposed to be dating in the real world. So if they scamming, scam on. I don't care. This is what I'm talking about. Love Island this season is a scammer season and scammy scammers. And I don't care. I don't care. At this point, I'm just gonna enjoy the drama for what it is. This is reality TV. So make me feel some things. And they doing it. So
Reality
yeah.
TV at its
But
finest.
this is
Oh, I
it's
love it.
I
I'm
live for
gagged.
this.
I'm
Yes.
gagged in such a good way.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
This is so
Oh,
great.
I
Like
love it. Oh, scam the fuck out of them, baby.
please, I think they
Okay,
made
okay, yeah, no, if that's the okay, scam the fuck out of no, I live.
I live for
Oh,
this.
I
I don't care.
live.
That's I'm
No,
like,
I
I don't care.
live.
I don't care. Scam all
I
of
wish
us.
it was gay people scamming them, but scam them straights. I love it. Y'all can have
Look,
that.
when the straights scam, they scam, and when the gays scam, it's scammy. So I love it.
Period.
I'm here for it.
Y'all can have this one during Pride Month. We'll give y'all this one. Yeah, that's fine.
If you go scam people, make it enjoyable. If you go
Okay.
scam us, make me
Yeah,
love it. Make me feel it.
absolutely.
I ain't mad at it. But
Ah,
yes, it's so good. It's so good. The
yes.
gag. Like, oh, you want to
Okay.
hear some more tea that's supposed to be happening? So Shelly and
Please.
Ace supposed to, okay, like I said, Shelly and Ace supposed to be dating.
Yeah.
Shelly and Alandria is supposed to have already known each other. Ace and Taylor already supposed to have known each other. But Alandria and Taylor didn't meet and never met each other. So this
Oh.
could them coming in, this was their first time meeting, but they all four
Oh.
apparently know each other. And this is all allegedly, because it says so down there.
Everything is
All this is
alleged.
alleged.
Oh wait, no, it doesn't say. It does say
Uh,
everything is alleged
everything
information.
is
It
alleged.
sure
So
does. Everything is alleged information here at the cop.
everything is alleged.
Yep.
So yeah, so they supposed to already had known each other, and they
Oh.
all coming in here playing, and I'm like, okay, but not everybody is in on this, so everybody don't know each other. But I think, like I said, connections. It was supposed to be Taylor Olandria, and they were supposed to work to get to the end. But that ain't what we're seeing right now because somebody else entered the villa, and this well, we'll talk about that. I'm just saying, if this is all the scams, and if the production is doing this, take my money, baby. I'm watching it. I'm paying for Peacock every month. Like, take my money. You're making me enjoy
I'm
this.
not because my roommate's coworker does. And
See,
we
you
swap.
don't say that on the internet.
Well,
You don't say that out loud. Then Peacock gonna start doing some weird stuff.
they ain't watching this.
Somebody, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised what intern is watching everything.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
okay, Peacock, then pay for mine.
I'm just saying. But anyway, if
Peacock
they
brand
are,
deals. Let us know. Okay,
if they
thanks.
scamming,
GG.
I hear it. Okay, well, anyway, back to what we talking. Back to the villa. Back to the villa. So I thought that was a cute little moment between Shelly and Chris. I was like, oh, that's cute. That's
Oh, love
cute.
it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love
Love it,
it.
love it, love it. The boys,
Uh,
they go. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna move to the boys and go to Austin and Jaden.
Oh, go ahead. We can switch it about. That's why I was going to the boys, Costa.
Yeah.
Mm,
Uh, cute conversation. Jaden's just upset the same way that Zach is, but not
of
being
course.
as douchey about it. Well, T. But she's just having a really hard time with everything. Doesn't last for long, obviously. We'll talk about it, but for obvious reasons. But yeah, she's just like, it was a really hard decision. Austin's being really, really supportive here, and I appreciate him
Mm-hmm.
for being supportive of her, but also being like, but it's really exciting because we're in a couple. And he's like, because I didn't go home.
Because baby, you would have went home,
Because maybe he was about to go home.
and he would have went home. There was no
Oh
coming back
yeah,
for him. He would have went
crazy.
home.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, no, he would have went bye. Because Alandria would have gone home before coupling up with Austin.
It wouldn't have had the same effect if she came back with Austin. Wouldn't have had the same effect.
No,
It wouldn't have had the same effect.
no,
But yeah.
no, no,
Anyway,
no, no. Yeah. So we get that conversation, and that's the only villa conversation we got
right.
before.
Oh, we did get the whole Ace and Taylor conversation where they were talking about Nick and how
Oh
they were
yes, and Ian
sad.
Sterling says that the eulogy.
Yes, they're giving a eulogy, and they were talking, and this is where I will give Ace his fives, because Ace was like, "We got, I can't believe this happened." Taylor's like, "Yeah, he was so great. He's so love. I miss the woman." Blah blah blah. And Ace is like, "We sitting here talking about Nick like he dead. He just
Right.
he just went home." Like, he was like, "He's not dead." I was like, "Right, Ace. Just let's not talk about the people like they have gone and they're dead and buried. Like he just went home or
Literally, like
home. Like
he's flying back to Florida or
it's okay or
not
not." Because
because
after we leave this conversation, we see the car pull up to this offshore location with candles and wine and little nice romantic setup. And Nick and Elijah was like, "What the is going on here? What is happening?" They're like, "Is this candles?" Are we Ian Sterling, by the way, Ian Sterling, you have upset a lot of people in America by pulling that Jeremiah joke is gonna be doing the waiter because everybody was like, oh, Jeremiah's coming back too. No, no.
Okay, and then he said it 5 minutes later. Y'all doing
But
too much.
y'all doing too
Fan
much.
base, y'all doing too motherfucking much. Bye.
It is not it's not that deep. It's
It's
not that
not
deep.
that serious, y'all. Get over it.
Jeremiah's gone. Sorry. Sorry. It is what it is.
Boo.
Anyway,
He's
but
gone. Thank God.
we move.
Anyway, we boo.
But so they come out and they go sit down and they're like, we got so much to say. I got so much to tell you. Yeah, I got so much. Like they both love spilling some tea. This is another thing that I like about Nick and Olandria together. They both love to spill the tea together. They be like, I got so much to tell you. I got so much to tell you. That's one of their things. They just enjoy
Yeah.
doing that. And so see, T- Olandria tells Nick about what was going on in Casa, how Shelly has found this 6'7" pro basketball player, and they seem really, really cute. And Nick is like, "Oh shoot, 6'7"? God no!" Like you saw it in his face, like,
Yeah.
"What?
Oh.
Wow, okay." So he's like, and she said, and Sierra is is coupled up with this guy named Elon, and he kind of looks like you. And Nick was like,
The
well,
one thing I needed Alandry to stop fucking doing in this episode is talking about how much that man looks like Nick.
he
Alandria, girl,
does,
shut
but
the
he
fuck up.
does.
Girl, if you're trying to fucking cultivate a relationship with this man, then stop annoying him by bringing up the one thing that's gonna tick him off,
I don't
girl.
think that ticked him off. I don't think that was anything that ticks Nick off. I mean, I
We
think
got
he
we
needed to
got
know
several
that.
confessional. Well, no, we got. I'm saying throughout the episode, we got several confessionals from Nick saying that's the last thing I needed to hear. It's something to the effect of that's the last thing I needed to hear right now.
We got one confessional, not
I think it
several.
was
One,
two. I think it
it
was
was,
two.
I think it was one when he said, I don't need to, I'm not really.
We got one right after she said it, and we got one at the very end of the episode at least. It wasn't several in the survivor definition of several, but it was at least two, I promise you.
At the end of this episode?
We got no, it was two throughout the episode.
I know
But
you
it
said
was
one in that one and one at the end.
yeah, one during the or one either during or right after the date, and
Uh-huh.
one at the end of the episode. At least. There may have been one other occasion in the episode. But I promise you he brought it up several times in this episode.
The only thing he said at the end of the episode was
Because it was when Sierra won. It was when Sierra and Elan won their round, and they were like, "Oh, because they knew it was them." I don't remember what the prompt was in the game, but they knew it was them. And Alandria brings up to everyone, "Oh, he's got like curly, fluffy hair. He kind of
oh,
looks like Nick." And Nick was
mm-hmm.
like, I really didn't need to hear that. And
Yeah.
then in confessional was like, I just really didn't need to hear that. Like, it's just like kind of the one
Yeah.
thing I didn't
I
need to hear
remember it was
from
the
her
long
right now.
hair prompt. It was the long
Yeah.
hair prompt.
Yeah,
But
that's what it was. Yeah.
it was the long hair prompt. I do remember him saying that, but I don't think it was annoying. He didn't need to hear from her. He just didn't like hearing it. He just doesn't like hearing it
Mm.
because he's like, I just didn't like hearing
But
that
at this point, the one
because
person
he
he's going to
knows
hear it
it's
most
no
from is
well
her.
he didn't like hearing that he knew it was Sierra. Like hearing that because he didn't know who had long hair over there. And for Alandria to say it was definitely Elon because Elon has the longest hair, he was like,
Right.
I didn't that's something I didn't need to know that Sierra just showed out like
No,
that
that's
they
fair.
won the prompt. You know what I mean? And I think I agree with you. I think she does need to chill a little bit. Chill a little bit on that.
Yeah.
But I also think it might be a kind of a little sprinkle of your girl she got a type, she got a
Yes.
flavor.
Yes. But
And
now I'm a
I
little
get
bit
it.
worried.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. I'm just a little bit worried about it now.
I'm always worried. I'm never fully like in it until it happens. I'm always a little worried when it comes to what people's mindset is going to be and what they might do. But yet after they talk a little bit more uh about the people in the building, the connections or whatever, they get a text. And the text is
Oh, well,
like,
we have to talk about. Did you talk about how Nick also says straight
oh,
up?
Taylor,
Oh,
Taylor.
yeah,
Yes.
or yeah, Nick
I
tells
I'm trying
Alandria
to
that
forget him.
Taylor. I know it's fine. Nick straight up tells Alandria, and he says, "I'm gonna be 100% forthright with you," and I
Hmm.
appreciate him for that. That was the first part of where I was like, "All right, Nic Olandria Hive, I see where you. I'm back on the. I'm here. I'm present. I am omnipresent in the Nic Olandria Hive." But where he was like, Taylor has a really good physical connection with Clark. It's there. We all see it. And that's where Alandria said, "Well, if he can
If
have
she
that in 24 hours with her, then he clearly wasn't ever my cowboy." And
and
I'm
she
like,
was like, he wasn't my
"No,
man.
because your man is sitting in front of you and he's from Florida." That was the first time I was like, "No, because he ain't your man and it's actually Nick." And that was one of the first times I was like, it's Nick. It's
It's
not
like,
Taylor.
I mean, I love that she was just like, if she can come and turn his head in 24 hours and he feels physically attracted to her more than me, he was never my man. And so it is what it is. I was like, yes, let's keep this energy throughout the whole episode. Keep this energy. Even though she kept saying my man, my man, my man a couple of too many times in this episode for me, my taste, I was like, girl, he is not your man.
A
But
few too many times,
a few too many times for me, for my liking. She said it
several many times for me.
a few many times. I was just like, girl, okay. But so then they do get a text, and the text is like, Nick and Alandria, you could stay single and you have to leave the villa, or you can couple up together and return to the villa. And I was gooped and gagged that they have to return to the villa. I was like,
Villa.
oh. I was like, oh. But it was a no-brainer. Both of them were like, well, we know what we gotta do. And he
Well,
was
we
like,
don't want to leave,
we don't wanna go.
but
All it takes
Nick's,
is for us to couple together and we get to go back.
uh-huh.
Then moves
But
to the villa.
Lana,
Oh no,
Nick's reasoning.
please don't think I forgot about this part here.
Oh, I
Please.
know you didn't forget. I am
Oh,
prompting you
oh,
to
I was
talk
going
about Nick's
oh, I
reasoning.
was going there. I
Oh,
was
no, 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 no,
going
no,
there,
Lana, Lana,
baby.
Lana. I am giving you the segue, please, because I know you want to talk about it. So,
Oh,
Lana, please, by all means,
when this
because
man grabbed her hands and he said, but this is the opportunity because I have always wanted to talk to you. I felt like we just never had a chance to talk. And she was like, what? He said, I've always found you attractive. She was like, wait. And he was like, and I feel like we haven't had an opportunity to get a chance. And I feel like this is maybe is our opportunity. And I want to take this opportunity and see where it can go. And she was like, "Mm, shocked. Like, I know in her brain was like, this man like me low key, like for real, for real.
for real,
And he
for
was
real, for real, for
for real,
real.
for real, for real. And he was like, so I think this is what we need to focus on right now. She was like, okay,
Oh,
okay.
oh,
Oh, all
oh.
right.
All right then.
And baby, I was here for it. I was like,
Oh,
I was,
that is the moment I locked in.
it was
I was
so
like, because hey, we have been here all season saying Team Alandria, obviously. And
obviously.
I've sat here all season and I've said, whatever is best for Alandria is best for me.
Mm-hmm.
And what's
Mm-hmm.
best for Alandria is Nikki
It's
Poo.
Nick.
So
Well, yeah. Well.
It
We'll hold
still
on.
was at this
We'll
point.
hold on to Nikki Poo for a
It
minute. We'll
still
hold
was
on.
at
We'll
this
hold on
point.
to
It
Nikki.
still was.
We
It
gonna
ain't
hold on to Nikki Poo.
anymore.
We gonna
Oh,
hold
it
on to Nikki Poo.
ain't anymore.
Oh, we gonna hold on to Nikki Poo for a
God, we
minute.
need to get there.
But
Okay.
so
I
they go into the villa. So
and I
they go.
love the way they did
They
this.
sneak into the villa. Everybody's getting ready for bed. Everybody's having their little night chats. It's nice. It's lovely. Taylor's very happy. Oh, by the way, Taylor was in the speakeasy with Clark after the recoupling. After he didn't cry and boo-hooed over Nick, he goes into
Yep.
the speakeasy with Clark, and he's like, "I thank you for standing up for me." She's like, "Yeah, I've been feeling you since day one." Do I think Taylor and Clark have a cute connection? Absolutely.
Yes.
I absolutely do. And like I said, what's best for Landry is always best for me. And what's best for
Yep.
Taylor, I like it for him. I
Yes.
always said I like Taylor by himself. I like
Yep.
Alandria by herself. If they together, great. If they not, great. And now
Agreed.
Clark has come in and I like Clark.
I
And
do too.
her and Taylor have a really good, cute connection right now. And I'm like, fine, great.
Yep.
Love that for him. And so he's like talking to her and he's like, are you an edge of the bed kind of girl? Or are you a stealer, cuddler? And she was like, I mean, I'm down to cuddle a little bit. So they hug it out and then they start making out. And I'm like, oh,
Period.
it took you almost a week with Alandria or two to get your kiss, but it took you
Ugh.
2 days, a day with Clark. Okay, work. Sure. If that's what you want to do, keep it moving, say your piece, fine. But so they kiss making out, whatever. Ace and Coco have a cute little conversation. I thought it was a very nice conversation and she
Lovely.
just let him know that she respects that he was vulnerable in that moment. She respects him. She's there for him to whatever support he might need from her. He was glad she stood up for him. It was just a lovely conversation for the two of them, and I was like, cool, yay, great. Uh, but everybody's getting ready for bed. Everybody's heading off. Apparently, Clark and Taylor took pictures in the photo booth, so everybody was like, "Oh!" So it was fun. Everybody had their time. They get to bed, lights are out, everybody's asleep, and then all of a sudden we see Nick and Alandria come sneaking into the villa. They go to their bathroom. They get on their pajamas or whatever, and then they sneak into the bedroom. Lights out, it's dark, and they just go to bed. They just go to bed. And the next morning, y'all, everybody waking up, the lights are coming on. Good morning. Everybody waking up. And before everybody can get their bears straight, Nick and Alandria sit up on the last bed and is like, good morning, Islanders. And here, ladies and gentlemen, is where Taylor lost me. This is where Taylor had
Yeah.
I was like, Taylor, you are Taylor. Mm-mm. This man, everybody's excited to see Nick is back, and everybody is shocked to see that Olandria is there with him. And
Yep.
they're like, oh my God.
Oh.
Oh, oh. So Taylor literally runs out of the bed, runs across, and jumps on Nick over Olandria to hug Nick first. He jumps over Alandria to hug Nick first. And I was like, oh, wow, you really don't like this woman. You actually might hate this woman because that was diabolical.
Yeah,
Wow.
so that's not your cowboy, Landria. No.
Now, how in the world is somebody you've been coupled up with since day one? You get split apart without saying goodbye. And then they come back and you see them for the first time, and the first thing you do is bypass her and jump over to hug your boy. Diabolical. You are Taylor. Count your days. Count your days. You are not long for this world with that. What? Diabolical. Diabolical. And then you had the nerve to give her a side hug. The girl you've been coupled up since day one. You give her a side. Let that have been Shelly in that bed with Nick. Ace would have kissed her down in front of Coco and everybody else and wouldn't have cared at all.
Ace would have snatched her ass up and ran.
Out of the room with her.
Yeah.
You sat there and you jumped over her head, hugged your boy, give her a side hug, and then go back to hugging your boy again for about 3 more minutes? Count your days, sir. You and all your dreads, count your days. I'm sick of you. For you diabolical for that. Diabolical. No, no. Alandria, he's not your man. He's not it. He's not your man. He's not. And then we see this moment where Alandria's all the guys are coming hugging her back, and she's like, "Oh my God, so good to see you." She missed them. Oh, by the way, did you catch this? Logan? Did you catch this? Did you catch this? When Nick and Alandria went on their date,
Uh-huh.
and Nick was like, and Alandria was like, "Oh, we missed y'all so much," and Nick said, "Oh, I missed you." Nick said, "I missed you," and Alandria was like, "Oh yeah, we missed y'all too." And I was like, "Oh no, Nick was saying what he said. I missed you."
You. Oh, I did.
I was like, "Okay, Nick. I'm just saying. I just wanted to point that out. Another little crumb in this episode that we, yeah. But yeah, I was like diabolical. He is raw. But the girls go get ready, and I think the rest of the girls treated Olandria really lovely,
I agree completely, and I was
and
very
I think
nervous about it.
me too, and I think
I
Olandria treated the girls really nicely as well.
Oh, absolutely. Here's what I'm gonna say as well. I think if it was any other girl, it would have been a different scenario. But
Mm.
they all know that she's been the sweetest girl and that she's been the heartbeat of the season. So I think even for Clark, because obviously, like, they had their chat right before she came into the makeup room, where
Hmm.
Clark was literally just like, I don't know necessarily. And I appreciated Clark for straight up just asking the girls instead of kind of just like letting it fester in her own brain and kind of going with whatever she thought was going to be best. I really appreciated her asking all of the girls in this situation, like, what do I do in this scenario?
Hmm.
Obviously, we haven't seen the outcome of this, but we
Right.
know that, ultimately the girls are advising Clark to have a conversation with Alandria and be open and honest about everything. And we know that Clark's intention is to have a conversation with Alandria and be
Hmm.
open and honest about everything. We haven't seen it yet. We'll see it tomorrow or today.
Hmm. Hopefully.
We'll see it today, hopefully.
Hmm.
Um, I am very glad that Clark's intention is to be very open and honest with Alandria.
Absolutely.
That tells me a lot about her.
Hmm.
I hope we can get another man in the villa for Clark. I'll say that. Because I don't want it to be Taylor. Because I am also done with Taylor. I am also counting Taylor's days, just right alongside you, Lana. And I want a better man for Clark, because Clark has shown me, and I've been on the Clark train since day one of Casa happening. My girl has opened up. She's shown a lot of maturity, especially in this situation. And I'm really, really happy. I'm really happy with her intentions here. I really hope we see her have that conversation with Alandria tonight.
Yeah, I mean, here's I do think if Clark is good for Taylor, Clark is good for Taylor. I am annoyed with Taylor because what he did to Olandria, but I feel like if Clark is good for Taylor, I think a woman's job is to help make her man a better man. So maybe Clark can help make Taylor a better man because Olandria obviously wasn't the woman for him, and that's fine. That's
We
perfectly
still we
fine.
still know that his trend is typically not to be that into black women, though. So, I have
And
the same fear for Clark that I did for Alandria.
I think it might be a little different because Alandria is a dark-skinned black woman, and I think
I
Clark
agree.
being a light-skinned black woman becomes a little bit more.
I agree with you.
I fully believe a little colorist nature might be happening right in Taylor could be a little color struck, and that's preference. That's what you like. That's what you like. It is what it is. But I'm just like, if she's good for him and she makes him a better person, so be it. So be it. but she's just gonna be collateral damage along with him. They're gonna go together, and well, sorry. Um, so we do see after that, Olandra comes in and the conversations was really nice. Everybody was really nice to her. She was really nice about them. She was like, I was nervous. I didn't think it was gonna be this way because I mean, when I'm trying to take my man, but it is what it is. And you know, we can all be mature about it. Everybody was very mature. And the girls was like, we are so glad you're here. And I was like, I love that. And I think they understand,
Yes.
like you said, they see how she was the heartbeat of the group. They
Yeah.
see how, and I think they have some public knowledge of how we perceive Orlandria out here.
They
So
had to have because they weren't. I don't believe
all
they were
there,
sequestered. I don't believe they were sequestered for the entire time
right.
um, that the
I
show's been airing.
don't, right. So I think they have some public knowledge of how Orlandria is being perceived. So I think they are kind of like, the public loves her. We don't want to, we don't want to mess with that.
We don't really want to
Uh,
fuck with that all that
we
much.
don't want to mess with
Yeah.
that at all. So that was nice. So we see Nick, uh Ace and Taylor are talking, and Taylor is like, I don't really know how to deal with this. He's like, I'm tripping about how I don't know what to say. I don't know, how do I approach this conversation? And they was just like, well, no, we first see Alandria and Nick talking. That was first. And she was like, she was like, it's weird seeing him talking, to somebody else. Da, da, da. And Nick was like, well, what do you want from this? Like, what do you want out of this conversation that you have with him? And she was like, I just want him to be honest and reassuring, and like letting me know, just letting me know what it is. What's what? I just need him to be honest and reassuring. And I wish he would have been.
And this
Nick.
is where
Nick.
Nick is
Nick.
playing the Love Island game. I love Nick.
Nick is
I love so
Nick.
much.
Nick is playing. Nick is taking notes. Nick is logging in. All how much information the nurse have to keep in their brain at one time. Nick is
Oh,
logging in all of that information at one time. He like, okay, she likes honesty. She wants reassurance. She likes people who go stimulate her mind. She likes people who go uh who's
baby.
physically, mentally, spiritually attracted to her. Like Nick is taking notes.
Lana,
This man
Lana,
is taking notes.
Lana. So after him and Alandria win this season of Love Island, because I'm manifesting,
Yes.
what competitive reality show that we watch do we need Nick on next? Because for
We
me, I'm saying Traitors.
traders.
I'm
Big
saying
brother.
Traitors or Honest. I was gonna say Big Brother as well. Those are the two. I'm like
And I need
honestly,
Nick and
Nick.
Olandria on Amazing Race.
Oh, period. I need Nick on a strategic show though. I love
Mhm,
yes, Nick and Alander on Amazing Race for sure, but I need Nick on a strategic show because
mhm.
baby,
His
this
mind.
man
His
has
mind.
I am upset that I didn't see it sooner. I am so mad I didn't see it sooner, but baby, that man, if he is not on Trader season 4, throw out the show. Throw out the show. I'm sorry. Y'all, if y'all are gonna put Rob Rosh on this season of Traders and Nick is not on the next season, throw out the season. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I don't care. Like,
So so good.
baby, Nick
He,
is
he is taking the notes. He is getting it. He is doing what needs to be done. Then he walks his little look. He walks his little sexy self right on over to Taylor and Ace, and he's like, all she really wants from you is reassurance and honesty. That's all she
because he's a
wants.
good friend, but also wants his woman. Oh,
Nick is playing the long game, people.
I love him.
Love it. If you see anything on this internet that I said anything bad about Nicholas, I never
Throw
said
it
it.
away.
I never
Throw
said
it
it.
away.
That wasn't me. That wasn't
Except
me.
for that one time.
Nope, it never was me. Nick is I
Um,
always look, I always love Nick, even in his rights and wrongs. I always loved Nick. That wasn't me.
no. I'm still gonna criticize his wrongs that one time. There's that one, the Jeremiah situation, that one
Jeremiah who?
time.
Who's Jeremiah? I don't know him.
No,
I don't know him.
no,
You
Lana.
can do what you want to do for you. I'm doing this for
Okay.
me. No, I don't know that.
I respect that. I still, that one time he did Jeremiah real dirty.
I don't know who the. I don't know.
I'm
Someone.
gonna hold on to that one time, but otherwise, I don't really care.
Nick, stand behind. Look, Nick, stand behind me. I got you, Bill. I got you.
No, because you dodged
Stand
out of the
behind me.
way last. No,
Stand behind me, Nick. I got you.
no,
Don't worry about it. But
no.
it, I can't. I love him. But anyway, so Ace
So
and
Taylor,
Ace is stupid, by the way. Not Ace going to get popcorn for
period.
this conversation. I was like, work, Ace,
Oh,
absolutely.
you could have ended the statement at Ace is stupid.
Stop it. Ace went and got popcorn. Stop it. Ace went and got popcorn for the what was about to happen because he was like, it might suck for you guys, but it's going to be very entertaining for us. And I was like, you're dumb. But it was entertaining for them. Them fools rolling
And then
around,
rolling around, Nick and Ace rolling
rolling
on
out
the
the
ground. It gave Spy Kids. It gave Spy.
it gave PPG. Remember when PPG used to do that and roll around on the floor up there to try to spy on people's conversations? That I was like,
It's
not
Ed,
y'all
Ed, and
rolling.
Eddie. It's
And,
Ed,
and
Ed, and
Eddie,
Eddie.
period. I said that. That's what we called them. Like, absolutely. But
Oh,
we
this
do
time
see
they're
it.
just Ed. They're Ed and
Ed,
Eddie.
Ed, Ed, and Ed, Ed, and
Are they
Eddie.
Ed and Ed?
I think they're Ed, and
Is
Taylor's Eddie.
Taylor Eddie?
Taylor's Eddie.
Okay, that tracks. Sure.
But like, they're still they. So Taylor does go talk to Olandria, pulls her Olandria,
Yep.
and he's just like, "I'm gonna tell you straight up. Me and Clark have this connection. It's been a nice connection. I'm going to explore it with her." And she's like, "Okay." And he said, "But I still want to explore things with you." Um, I want to know if they put two and two together that Nick and Alandria was the one that got voted out. Well, I guess they did because they did say that. I guess so. They did say it. So
They had to have, right? Because if
I'm
Nick
sure.
got voted
Yeah, I'm
out,
sure.
why would Nick be back with Alandria
Well,
if Alandria
Alandria
didn't get
out of
them?
right. So I think they probably would
Yeah.
have, but nobody mentioned that. But whatever. Um, but so Taylor's like, I just, I want to explore with you still, what we have because our connection was pretty strong. And so Alicia's like, I like you and I do want to explore things with you. But she's like, I want to nurture the connection that we have. She pretty much like, but the ball is in your court. It's really up to you if you want to do that or not. So I was like, okay. And I was like, well, this moment, I needed Taylor to be honest
Yeah.
and be real and be like, listen,
And be
I
like,
feel,
no, I want to pursue her because
and
that's what
only
he
her,
wants.
and only her. Like he needs to be honest. Like I think the connection we had was strong, but I don't think it's strong enough to sustain us throughout this entire thing.
I
And
really need him to. I need him to be honest with her.
right, I don't want to lead you on because that is exactly what you're doing, giving little pieces of false hope. And we all see that you don't want this woman because you have shown that. And I wish he would have just said that. But I was like, this is the opportunity, Taylor, for you to redeem yourself and be honest
No.
and say what you mean. But he didn't do it. He didn't do it. So I was like, okay, well, okay. Um, and so then it jumps. So that conversation happened. She told him the ball is in his court. Him and Clark's conversation was pretty much the same. Her feelings hadn't changed. Her feelings for him hadn't changed at all. She'd been rocking with him since day one. So her feelings haven't changed. Wasn't nothing different with her. So if Alendra being there made it different for him, then that's something he gonna have to deal with. And he was like reassuring. I thought he reassured Clark more than he reassured Alandria because he was like, "No, I'm still going
You
to do the
think?
same. I still want to do the same with you, and I'm still going."
Because he's only interested in pursuing Clark now,
And he should
Lana.
just. I know that, Logan, and I wish you would
I
just
know,
say that.
but knowing the information I know now from you,
Hmm.
I am starting to believe this whole theory that there's this whole interconnected thing that goes outside of this between Ace and Taylor and
Mm.
Olandria and Shelley, because why otherwise would he not just cut things
Oh,
off with Olandria?
right.
Like, if he knows that this is a thing that's going on, why wouldn't, like, it is clear as fucking day. No
Maybe
clouds,
right. No
sun in
clouds
the
at all.
sky,
We see it.
negative 0% chance of precipitation. That this man is not into her and is only into Clark. If that is the case, which it is, we all have eyes, we are watching it.
Mhm. Yep.
Why otherwise would he be stringing her on still like this?
I think he
It
still wants to keep options just in case some things don't work out. And I don't know. I hate it for it. I just need it to happen where Landria sees it or other things happen. But whatever. We do switch back to the next conversation, which I think was the first still conversation between Nick and Orlandria, but the way they chopped it up and cut it up, they gave
Yeah,
it
it was a
two
weird
up.
chop up whole situation. Yeah.
But they were talking again, and Nick was just putting it out there. Nick was putting it out there. No, Nick
Uh,
put in more work in a day than
mhm.
Taylor put in for the time they've been here for 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks.
Literally.
Literally. Like Nick was like, I always thought you were beautiful. I always was attracted to you. I told Taylor night one or two that you was one of the most gorgeous women I've ever seen. He
And
said,
the way she was also the way she was like when he was like, you know how gorgeous I think you are, right? She's like,
and she's like,
no, I don't.
no.
And he was like, oh, well, let me tell you.
Right. He was like, oh, I didn't tell you.
Oh,
Oh,
let me go
well,
ahead then. Maybe
he
this is
just
what
laid
we
it.
wanting for Alandria.
Baby, when I tell you the way I was kicking my feet and
Same.
squealing and blushing and like the entire time. Oh, yo, it was so freaking good, man. He was just like, I've been saying from the one thing he didn't say that I wanted him to say was that he kissed her in the blindfold challenge. I was like, tell her you
Uh,
were the one that kissed her in the blindfold challenge.
I think he's saving it.
He might be. Look, Nick is smart. Nick is pulling out nuggets and pieces and nuggets all throughout. Nick is smart. So I would
I think he.
not.
I honestly think he's just gonna like casually drop it at some point in a conversation, just because he's smart. He's gonna do his thing, but I think he's just gonna casually drop it at some point just to like add on to the whole thing. Be like, oh yeah, that was me that kissed you in the blindfold challenge, right? Oh, I'm sorry, what?
I want him to say something like, "You notice how familiar our kisses are, not just outside, the challenge, and
Uh-huh.
you notice how familiar my lips to your lips are because I did kiss you in that." But
Uh-huh.
like, this man, and then he was like, after he said, she was like, "No, you never told me," and he was like, "Oh, I didn't tell you." He said, "But you are one of the most attractive people I've ever seen, and I've always been attracted to you." And he was like, "I just feel like we just never had the time to talk." And she was blushing and giggling. We have not seen Alandria blushing and giggling this entire time. She was, I was like, oh, this man is putting in work. This man is putting in work. He's putting in more work than Taylor ever dreamed of. And then
Taylor who?
when she said, he's been putting in she when you talk about Clark, somebody said, oh, she must have been putting in work. He said, no, she wasn't putting in work, she was putting in conversations. You were putting in work. And she was like, yeah, because I was planning dates and stuff. He was like, yeah, you were putting in the work, she just put in a couple of conversations. I was like,
You right.
Nick, you right. Nick is, oh, he's good, he's good. If they scamming me, I will take the scam happily. I don't care. I don't care. Please scam me. Take all of it. I will pay in full. But
There's a There's a one couple I'm like, I really just hope they're not.
I don't care if they are. I don't care if they are. I
Fair.
want this to happen so bad. I don't care if they are because they are good together, and I think maybe a scam can turn into reality. I'm just optimistic that
I
way.
think it could. I do think it
But
could.
because
I wouldn't
it
be mad.
was this whole thing coming together production, absolutely. We are not
Yeah.
fools, and this was all production making it happen. But I think everything else is what they are actually feeling.
Mm.
But let's keep it moving because we talked about this a long time.
There are other people in the
There are
villa.
other things. There are. We have. Do we jump back to Casa or? Yeah, we jump
We
back to Casa. There's
there's a
really nothing at Casa.
they don't show much of Casa at all in this episode, and obviously a lot of it is just the fact that Nic Olandria are back, thank God. We get a little bit of stuff in the makeup room with the girls, but there's not that much. And then we go straight into the game, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's
So
about it.
yeah,
So,
so the game. Let's get to the game because
oh Lord,
it's the typical Villa versus Casa game. We saw it every season. We see it every season.
softcore porn, softcore porn, softcore porn,
It's basically an
softcore porn.
orgy for everybody just to have their way and do what they want to do. But they get their prompts,
Oh
and
my
it's
god.
just a lot of kissing, touching, rubbing, licking, all kind of stuff going on in this game. But the ones that stood out, the ones that were like we just knew who, and they made some of them very obvious, so we knew exactly who was
Yeah.
going to be kissing who. Um, when it was the tallest person
Uh-huh.
kiss your couple, everybody in the villa knew that was Shelly kissing Chris.
Uh-huh.
Ace knew it. Shelly, everybody knew it.
Well, yeah.
And then Shelly's won because the other person was Austin. Austin and Jaden. That kiss was he tried to do the Spider-Man kiss.
Baby, what?
It was so weird and
No.
awkward. It was so weird and awkward.
No.
It didn't work. It quietly didn't work.
No.
But Chris and Shelly win that round. And Mr. I'm not bothered by the fact that he's 6'7"
Was
surely seemed
very
bothered.
bothered.
Like not kind of
I don't
bothered.
know about you, Lana, but he seemed bothered.
He seemed just a little bothered
Just
knowing
a
that Shelly. Yeah. Just a tad bothered. Just a
and
little
I
bit.
loved it.
And I love the Landry was like, well, Shelly's a good kisser, so of course. I was like, "Mm."
Correct. Thank
We
you,
mentioned it earlier.
Andrea.
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier when there was the person with the longest hair and Sierra had to kiss
Yep.
Elon. But that same round, Clark has to kiss Taylor, and Alendra's sick. She's like, I can't watch this. I can't watch this. I can't watch this.
But
Oh, but
baby, Sierra,
let's talk about
our
sexy.
girl. Sierra girl, come to the front.
Get your flowers, girl.
Now, I am so sorry that you don't know how horrible this man is. But
But you put it
baby.
on him. You put it on him.
Oh,
You put it on him.
oh, that is a girl after my own heart.
This girl,
I
I love it.
This is my girl, and I knew she was. And I knew she was. I'm very proud of my girl Sierra. I am
She,
very, very proud of my girl Sierra. She ate.
Sierra, Sierra said, "Oh, you want a show? Get you a show." She ate.
Uh,
She ate that up. She ate that up. And honorary mention to Huda because she did her big
Hana did a
one.
great
She did her big
job.
one. She ain't win one, but she got her. She did her big one. I was like,
And
okay, Huda, shit.
also honorable mention to our Amaya Papaya, who also did a great job. There was some. It was a good job.
Amaya Papaya is cringy to watch make out.
Nah, well,
I love
yeah, a
her.
little bit.
I love her, but she do way too much trying to like. girl, first of all, we see your panties through your little booty shorts. You ain't fix your shorts.
Not through the little booty shorts, sticking out of the booty
Just stick
shorts.
it right on out the booty shorts. Like fix your drawers, fix your pants, and then you're doing too much. You're doing too like it was a lot of like it was so I was
But
like,
that's what was good about it. So
but
but
it was a lot. But yeah.
I need to highlight that when they did, it was the last one, and I want to jump back because there are some other ones to talk about. So the last one is always everybody
Oh,
making.
body kiss, right?
Tell me why they did the full group shot, the full group wide shot of Casa. Is Shelly's leg in the air?
Chris is doing the dirty dancing pose, laying on the ground, holding
And
Shelly up and kissing, and her leg
her
is just
leg is
extended.
in the. And I said, "What?"
What is going on? It
I
was
was like,
gagged.
Chris, don't drop this woman.
No worries, because when I saw him earlier kissing Hutter with the one arm holding this. Hutter's not a
Uh-huh.
small woman, but she's thick, and
Oh,
he
I'm gonna
held
say it.
her up. He held her up with one arm, and I was like, "Oh shoot, okay, yeah." I was when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, I ain't worried. He ain't gonna drop Shelly. He ain't gonna drop Shelly."
Oh, and then otherwise we have rocks and boulders.
Boulders. I said, "What? Who thought about putting everybody in a dang cheer pyramid and thinking
Ace,
that's cute?"
ace.
I was like,
But
"Oh
okay,
Lord."
but here's the thing. Here's what separated this softcore porn challenge for me from several other ones I've seen previously, and why I enjoyed this one so much. Because of course, the two basically team captains of this activity, of course,
Ace and
turns out to
Shelly.
be Ace and Shelly. Because of course it is.
Of course it is. Of course
Of
they giving each
course
other
it is,
pep
Lana.
talks.
But of
Yeah, they give.
course. And on
Uh,
one side, we've got Shelly constantly yelling about where's the creativity? And I loved every bit of it. And then on the other side, you have Ace yelling at the boys to take their
keep
shirts off.
going. Take
And
your
then
shirts
keep
off.
going.
Keep
Lock the
going.
fuck
Don't
in.
stop.
Lock
Lock
the fuck
in.
in. When I tell you, I fell the fuck out.
That was the craziest thing I was seen. It's like you all are wilding out right
You all are
now.
stupid.
Oh, so in the best way possible, stupid. Like,
In the best,
oh
like
my god.
some of the best. Love Island
Oh,
USA is back. We were
that.
hate watching the other day. Love Island USA is
Oh,
back. I don't know, like
oh, that was so wild and good. That was so wild and good. I was like, you all, they were, that was just crazy. That was wild. But like you said, I loved every second
it
of
was
it. It was so
so
good.
good.
It was so good. I was like, y'all crazy. But even after all of that,
Oh
even after all of that, we see the Casa wins the
yeah.
challenge. Villa's like, and then Austin's so stupid. Talking about some, I knew we should have got naked to do the boulders. I was like, you're dumb.
Boulders
You're
don't wear
dumb.
clothes
Boulders are
anyway.
exposed anyway. I was like, I said, okay, okay. Austin,
Okay, Austin.
you got your chuckle for the day, because baby, you had me dying with that. I was like, all
I loved it.
right. That was the stupidest,
Oh,
funniest,
I loved
craziest,
it.
wildest thing. I loved every
Oh,
second
I
of it.
loved it.
I think I watched it. I have not rewatched episodes too many times. I rewatched this whole episode 3 times. It was
Oh
so
my
funny. It was so
god. I
good.
live. I
So
live.
good and
I
funny.
haven't had a
Oh my
chance
god.
to yet, but I'm going to.
This is a rewatch worthy show episode.
This is a
This is a
rewatch
rewatch
worthy
worthy episode.
episode. Absolutely.
Okay, so after the game, I'm going right to where we need to be because I don't care about nobody else in this moment after this game
Oh yeah, that's
Except
oh
Nick and
yeah.
Olandria going up to Soul Ties.
Oh,
Nick and Olandria goes up to Soul Ties. And I'm like, yeah, Nick, I see what you're doing. Yeah, Nick, pull her somewhere where ain't nobody go see. Pull her somewhere
no,
where she ain't got to worry about looking
a
across the
damn
way.
thing.
Pull her away. Takes her to Soul Ties, and they sit in Soul Ties. And Nick is like, so what'd you think about the challenge? And Alandria, her brain went totally left. She's like, I feel like I was rooting against the ops. Like I'm an op because I was rooting against my girls. And he was like, no, 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 no. That's not what I'm talking about. What did you think about us
Oh,
in the challenge? Oh, because we totally skipped over when Nick told Alandria down in the conversation. She was like, I call you Nicky Pooh. He was like, yeah, but I want you to get to know Nick.
Nick.
And she was like, oh,
He was like, I want you to get to know the mature
so
side of
much.
me. And she said, oh, I didn't
Oh,
know
I didn't
that was
know.
there.
And he was like, I want you to see what Sierra see, and so you get to experience that. And she was like, so he said, no more Nicky Pooh. You call me Nick. And I was like, oh,
Shut me the fuck up.
shut up. Like, baby, I would have been like, I'll be back. I gotta go change my drawers because oh my God. Oh my God. Because
Uh-huh.
uh, that,
Uh-huh.
and so we even got rid of Nicky Pooh. He is Nick now, right? So Nick is showing up in Soul Ties. And
Uh-huh.
Nick is like, no, 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 not about that. I'm talking about us in this challenge. What about us? How did you feel about? And she was like, well, we always had the chemistry, kissing in challenges. The chemistry was always there. That was never a question. And he was like, and she was like, but he was like, yeah, and that's why I'm wondering. Like, I wonder if it's what happens outside the challenge. And she was like, oh,
Oh.
oh. And he looked at her, he raised his eyebrow, he said, and she was like, oh. And he just kind of like, he put his hand on his head, like, oh, is she gonna say no? Is she gonna reject me? And editors, producers, we see y'all. While this is going on, right in the middle of this conversation, they flashing back over to Casa where Sierra and Elon are having a pretty much the same conversation about Elon wanting to see if the chemistry that they have is
Uh-huh.
building outside of the challenge. He wanted to see if they still had the same chemistry outside of the challenge. And Sierra's like, uh, I don't know. And he was like, she said, because my head is still all over the place and I don't want to cloud my judgment or anything by doing anything like kissing. Like, and I hope you understand. Elon's like, no, it's fine. I definitely understand. I do. I get it. And she's like, it's okay. He's like, no, it's definitely okay. I respect that. It's okay. And she said in her confessional, I want to make sure I make the right decision without having, kissing out of the challenges and doing other things. She said, and if I found out that Nick was doing that, I would be so upset. And they flashed back to Casa with Nick and Alandria. And she's like, well, I guess we won't know unless we try. And he was like, mm-hmm. And then he went, and baby, when I tell you that kiss, that, that kiss was so, that kiss was so, he grabbed her thigh and lifted her leg and moved it. And they were, oh, y'all, the lip biting that was going on, the tongue
Ah!
sucking that was happening. I was like, oh my God. This was like we've seen them kiss before in challenges, and there's been hot kisses between them in challenges, but
But not like
something
this.
different was happening with this kiss. I was like, oh, oh wow, oh my God.
Uh,
Uh, it was,
uh-huh.
uh, it was so.
Uh-huh.
That's all I could do. It was so good. Logan, it was so good.
I'm flustered again thinking about it. Like, uh,
And then they break away, and she's rubbing herself. She said, "I got my makeup all over you, all over your face." She said,
no, it's fine. Leave it.
"I kind of like it there." I was like, she like, "You are spicy," and he like, mm. And then she says, "I'm gonna hate call." She said, "I'm gonna miss calling you Nikki Pooh," and he was like, "It's Nick for now." And I was like,
For
like,
now?
for is Nick for now until they. He like until as long as we here, I'm Nick. Now if things don't work out, I go back to being Nikki Pooh. But as
Oh, no, no,
long as
no.
we here,
I went the other direction. I was like,
oh, but, well, he can be Nikki Pooh again, but in a whole
no, no,
different light.
no.
Go ahead. Where did you go?
Oh, I went further
Uh,
beyond to the
uh,
beyond.
oh, okay.
I'm talking like hide away, open the
Uh-huh.
drawer, that
Oh, oh,
whole realm.
oh,
That's where
yeah,
I went, Lana.
okay. Well, look, I'll go there with you. I'll, I will go there with you. I look,
Hey, hey,
I'm always on that
I'm
train.
gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. If y'all are scamming us, if y'all are scamming us, and that's okay if you are, we're on the ride.
Hmm.
At least launch the OnlyFans afterwards. I will pay for it. I would. I absolutely would. Without a fucking question. Without
Wow,
a fucking question, I would.
wow. Oh my God.
And
And
you know there's so many other people that would.
yeah, absolutely. Oh, absolutely,
Like,
it would be a lot of people that would. But
ah,
so good.
ah, I
But yeah, I
just,
just gag. I just
oh, it was so good.
so good. And then they cross fading between Sierra and then Taylor and then back to them. Oh, editors, you get your tens for this one. Oh,
Oh my god, yeah.
so good. Oh, so good. I was so like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm here for it. Yeah,
Uh,
but yeah. Oh, that's where they left us. That's where they left us. And we finally get a preview, and they say that they are going to be everybody's going back to the villa today.
today,
Eh, Today, everybody's going back. I was like, this seems like a very short gossip with a lot
because
of
it is.
foolishness. It's just very short. They bringing them all back today, and so we are going to get a major recoupling, and a lot of people, some hearts gonna be broken, some tears gonna be shed, and I hope it's not Nic Olandria because really, right now, I think Taylor's going to Clark, and it's gonna be up to Nick if he decides that he wants to explore this brand new thing with Olandria,
Yeah,
or is he gonna go back
yeah,
to Sierra? Both choices are great choices for this man.
yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. He got two really, really good women
yeah,
who he can choose between. And but for me, and this is only for me, I only speak for me in this, there is a wrong answer in this, and it is Sierra. Don't go back to Sierra. I mean, I get it if that's where your connection is, that's where you feel like you want to be, and I get that. I understand. But if You really want to win this show hands down? You pick Elandria.
I think he's going to. If I'm being honest with you, I think he's
Hmm.
going to.
I feel
I
that in my
think
spirit too. I feel that in my
I
spirit
think
too.
that kiss was too undeniable for them both, to be honest with you. Neither of them have experienced that with either of their previous couples.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they're both going to realize that it is undeniable. And I think they both also, if they are scamming us, I ain't mad. But
If
I
they
think they
scamming us,
both
yeah.
recognize
Yeah.
this is a much better storyline for both of them, to potentially win, is for them to stay coupled up and win together than
Yeah.
with either of their previous couples. So, but I also adore the two of them together, and that is what I would like to happen. So,
Me too. That's I feel
I,
that I feel that
but
too.
then,
I'm the
on the flip side, I'm like, I don't want that man back in the villa, but I want Sierra to come back with him, so that way
mm,
Sierra doesn't get dumped.
right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
I get
Like
that too.
I want, and here's the thing. Because everyone's now conspiracy time,
Hmm.
because everyone comes back to the villa,
Hmm.
they're going to see, and by them I mean the women,
Hmm.
the girls are going to see that Olandria is back.
Yes. For the
So
first
they're
time.
going to know by proxy Nic got dumped.
Yep.
Does that then alter what Sierra does in the moment? Does she see, because she's a girl's girl, Lana,
Right.
because she's a girl's
Mhm. I
girl,
see what you're saying. I see what you're putting
does
down.
she, because even if it's not, regardless of what's going on, because I don't think they're going to keep Nic and Olandria a secret, obviously, once everybody's back in the villa.
Right.
And if they did, I think that would be fucked up, personally. Um, Once Sierra sees that Olandria is back, she's then going to realize by proxy or by Ariana Maddox that because Olandria was dumped, Nic was dumped, they are a couple. Being the girl's girl that Sierra is, does she pick Ilan so that way all three of them are still in the villa? And I think the answer is yes.
I can see that.
I think the answer is yes.
Oh,
Because
that's a
in that
whole nother
moment,
line.
she's not going to have time to talk to them either.
Right.
And she knows that Ilan's only connection is with her. Because I know Sierra's a gamer deep down as well. Sierra knows what shows she's on as well. So Sierra knows she's not going to have time to come back and talk to Nic or Olandria and figure out what's going on. I think she takes Ilan. If it's an in the moment decision, she takes Ilan because she is probably going to safely assume Nic and Olandria are either safe or are going to pick each other.
Mm.
So that way all three of them are still in the villa, and then she can figure out, okay, what the fuck is going on? So
I
I
mean,
think
but then,
fine here.
but that would mean she would have to see Taylor had picked Clark first.
But everyone's back in the villa. So it's like everyone's going to see, presumably, who's coupled with everyone.
Right. So are we going to see everybody back at
I
the
don't know.
beginning? That's the thing. Do they all
Yeah.
see each other at the beginning of the recoupling and then they recouple, or do they
I'm
just do
assuming.
it? Do they say I
I'm
want to stick with
assuming.
my partner, or and if that person? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen. But all I know is I'm just gonna be sat watching and making sure. And I know y'all like, well, why don't y'all go come back tomorrow and talk about it? The schedule that we both
Neither of us
have,
physically can.
there
Like,
is no
there's
way,
literally no way.
no time that we both had where we could do it. And really is no time where either one of us could do it by ourselves. and
Yeah,
we
no.
wouldn't want to do it by ourselves because this is such a
No.
big thing. So we're just going to save our response recap for this week, today's episode for Monday. We're going to talk about this on
It'll be what
Monday.
happens and the fallout. I think
Right.
that'll
So
be fun,
right, we'll
actually.
have it all.
So,
We'll have it
yeah.
all. But we'll be back here on Monday to talk Recoupling and Fallout on Soul Ties Live. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at 2:10 p.m. Eastern ish, and Friday, Saturday at 6:10 p.m. Eastern ish. Join us for that, and also join us here all every 2 days a week for no invite needed for it live on Tuesdays at 12 p.m. Eastern ish, and Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern ish. Um,
Usually.
Usually for the Love Island UK, which we're gonna go and talk about that in just a little bit. So we're gonna be back. Thank you all so much for joining. We appreciate you spending the time to listening to us ramble and yell and scream and fawn over Nicolandria. Um, we'll be back doing that some more, hopefully. Follow us on all of our channels. All of our links will be in the description below. Follow this channel. We're trying to get our mission of 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. So help us out if you can. Join our audio podcast listen team. Join our audio podcast so you could get your audio podcast links and hear us out on the go. Join our Patreon. Follow, get your cup merch at your cup mug at lanagscreation.etsy.com. Follow us on all of our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. You can follow Logan and myself. And on that note, we are going to get out of here. So,
Do do do
everybody,
do 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 do.
cheers. Bye.
Cheers.